What's up, guys and girls of KnifeTube? Today I've got an interesting knife for you guys, and it would be the Shan Peafoul. Very odd name knife. I don't know where they come up with these names at. However, this is actually a really decent knife. I had the older model that came in what was said to be 14C on Amazon, but yet that's definitely not true. I don't know what that steel was, but it was very poor and the performance was horrible. They said they corrected it, and I got another one, and I'll be damned. This is a good performing knife now. They say it's in their proprietary, what is it, ZDF 905. Really good performing stuff. It sharpens up really nicely, holds an edge really nicely, strops back really nicely, touches up on a ceramic rod really nicely. I've used that steel in their kitchen knives before, and it's always performed pretty decently, up at around BG10, like well done BG10 level. I have no complaints about this knife now. You know, it was kind of BS that they were not using the steel that they said they was when they first come out with it, but hey, it is what it is. They're not the first company to do it. They're not going to be the last company to do it. But for one of their very first EDC knives, this thing's really good. The action's nice. It's got a little ting to it. Reverse flicks really nicely. Thumb flicks really nicely. Flipper's great. That little ting is pretty cool. A lot of y'all like that. The geometry is really decent. The blade shape is great. Sorry about the focus. It comes down to about 15-16 thousandths behind the edge. So you're going to have a little bit of, it's on a flat grind, you're going to have a little bit of sharpening life out of it before you get up to, 20 thousandths, probably get 3 or 4 edges. So you're going to have a knife that cuts pretty nicely for, quite a while. It's going to be a good bit of time before it gets too thick behind the edge. They did crown the spine on this knife, which is, I guess a nice little touch. Sorry about that damn satin finish blinding y'all. I've got to get proper lighting. Knife's comfortable in hand. You can choke up on it pretty nicely and still be, relatively comfortable. Back here, it feels nice in hand. The jimping, it's kind of smooth. It doesn't really do much. It's not going to stop you from sliding. Lockup is perfect. Overall, the action is going to make a lot of y'all very happy. I do have one issue with it, actually. I said I didn't, but I do. And that's a non-captive pivot. But besides for that, for their basically one of their first knives for the EDC market, they did a good job. The design is excellent. It's a really good cardboard cutter. You got that nice thin geometry, or fairly thin geometry. It slices really good. On that tall flat, it just zips right through cardboard like crazy. And like I said, sharpening it, very nice. Just something like a ceramic Spyderco bench stone, or like a double stuff pocket stone from Spyderco, and this stuff will come up to hair whittling real easy. It also touches up really nicely on just a cheap ceramic rod. It's some super responsive steel to a ceramic rod. And it strops back pretty nicely, but it will get slick after not too many times of stropping it, so keep that in mind. If you like your edge to have bite, don't strop it too much and just use a ceramic rod to keep the edge going. Otherwise, it'll get slick after just a few times. And I'm assuming that's got to do with, extremely low carbide volume and probably quite fine grained steel. So it can't maintain this bite, basically. So, grab you a ceramic rod, use that to touch it up, and just strop it occasionally. Or if you strop it, the next time use a ceramic rod to touch it up. And then strop, and then ceramic rod. And that'll keep your bite going. Knife is comfortable in hand. XL glove size hands, got plenty of real estate. The texturing on it is not uncomfortable. The pocket clip, not the greatest in the world, but not bad. Overall, I think they did a pretty good job on this knife. And I'm going to tell you, I paid for this out of pocket. I paid for the first one out of pocket. I ended up giving the first one, I had a blue one with some PVD coating. Actually give that one away. My son-in-law has it, I'm pretty sure. And this one, I kept for me. The first one, he beats it up hard, so edge life isn't very important, considering the edge isn't going to last very long for him anyways. Doesn't matter what steel it is. But this one here, and just normal cutting, the edge is held up really great. I have no complaints about it. For the money you can get them at, I think about they'll be around $50, but they'll usually have like a $20 coupon that you just click it on Amazon, so you're $30. This is a good knife for $30. The reviews that I've seen on YouTube, those look like reviews where the knives were given to those channels. And I really didn't see anybody go in on the steel thing, but it is kind of shitty of a company, and they can't say they didn't know that. They had to know that that was not the steel they said it was, because in some places they were saying it was this steel, and in some places they were saying it was a different steel. So that's shady. I think they got some in from the manufacturer, and they were the wrong steel, so they just tried to cover it up, throw them on Amazon, say it was 14C, because 14C was a popping steel, and is a popping steel right now. It's a popular, very popular budget steel, and that's what I think happened. Now, is that the case? I don't know, but I believe that's what happened, and I fully believe that they knew that the steel wasn't what they were saying it was. I've yet to PMI this, so I don't know. I don't actually know the composition of this one. The other one come back is basically something that was similar to a like 440A. It was just some steel that was similar to that, but not exactly that. And it was run very soft, and the performance was bad. This one, I am happy to say that is not the truth. It has performed pretty daggum good. However, keep in mind that if you buy one of these, did they leave stock left over of the other ones that you could possibly get one of those? I don't know. Does Amazon probably have some of the old ones in their bin for Prime? Yeah, they probably do. So if I was you, if you like this knife, I would send them a message and ask, hey, am I guaranteed that I'm going to get the new correct steel, or what colors are guaranteed to be the new steel and not the old steel. That's what I would do before I buy it, because to be completely honest, the knife with the old steel is not worth even $20, unless you just fidget with it. You're getting it for that and you want to hear that ting, then whatever. But if you're going to use it, yeah, it sharpened terribly. Edge retention was a joke. It was bad. This, not bad. Good value. Well done for the money. I have no complaints about it, except for the little nitpicks, like this non-captive pivot, the pocket clip being a little awkward. You know, if they would have just used inset screws, it would have helped, or flush screws, it would have just helped it tremendously, but they didn't. And those will catch on your pocket slightly, but not too bad. Anyhow, good knife for the money. Just make sure you're getting the current steel and not one of the old ones and whatever that shit was. Check out the Shan Peafoul and send them a message and say, come on guys, y'all got to start naming things that make sense. Because where the hell did Peafoul come from?